All right, we're here, baby. The 2022 regular season from MLB is over. You know what that means? It's playoff baseball time. Yes. And our Yankees have a bye in the first round, thankfully, as do the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Houston Astros. So we won't be, none of those teams will be playing until after the wild card round, which is now. So there's 4 brackets. I want to give you each bracket and give you my prediction for each team. I won't be predicting moving forward because we don't really know who's going to win the brackets. So once we have, determination of who wins the brackets, then it's much easier, at least for me, to predict what the next rounds are going to be. I don't want to predict teams that aren't even going to be in there. So I'll be waiting for that. So if you don't want to miss this type of stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I thank you for that. And let's get to these brackets. Okay, there's 4 of them. Again, National League first, New York Mets and the San Diego Padres. Yep, the Mets, owners of one of the bigger collapses too, or drops, I should say. Some people don't like to say collapse, even though they love saying it for the Yankees, but not for the Mets. They had first place for much of the year, and then they wound up losing the division in the last week of the season to the Atlanta Braves, who took the NL East. So the Mets are relegated to playing the San Diego Padres in the wild card round. Not necessarily a bad thing for them. Okay, I do think they're a better team, and they're better front end, high end pitching. And their lineup is just deeper and better. And the Padres, obviously, even though they've added Juan Soto and Josh Bell and Josh Hader, they are still a little bit, they're missing Tatis. And if they had Tatis, had that not happened, and you add him to Soto and Manny, I think it would have been a different story. I would have given the Padres the advantage. But at this point, the Mets have home field in Queens, and that matters. They play really well at home. And again, they're just a deeper team all around. So I'm giving the advantage to the Mets. I'm predicting them to win 2-1 in this series. Next up are the Phillies and the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals, could be the nostalgic, sentimental favorite because they've got guys like Pujols, a shoe-in Hall of Famer, and Yachty, shoe-in Hall of Famer, and Wainwright, could be a borderline guy. But these 3 guys are retiring at the end of the year. And they also have Goldschmidt. They've got Arenado. They just have a good team, obviously. But the Phillies, to me, seem to be up and coming, kind of heading upward. They're hungry. They just got into the playoffs for the first time in 11 seasons, and they're hungry and motivated. They got the reigning MVP Bryce Harper. They've made reinforcements. They've made additions. Was the guy Walsh from the Angels. They've added Noah Syndergaard, and so they've added hitting and pitching reinforcements all around. And you add that to Nola, who almost no-hit the Astros last week, I should say. And then you got Wheeler, and the Mets. The Phillies have an advantage over the Cardinals. Okay, again, so I'm taking the Phillies 2-1. Now, could it go the other way around? Sure. So the Cardinals are a division winner, but to me, the Phillies have a little bit of an edge this time, and particularly on the pitching side. So I think that's going to help neutralize some of the older veteran hitters on St. Louis' side. So Phillies 2-1. Moving over to the American League, we got Seattle versus Toronto. Toronto's got home field advantage, and they have a deeper lineup, okay? Much deeper, just an aggressive hitting young nucleus over there with Vlad, and you got Bo, you got all these other guys. And Springer, that lineup is just relentless. And even though Seattle's pitching with the addition of Luis Castillo, you pair him with Robbie Ray, you got a dynamic duo up front, will probably help neutralize a bit. I'm giving the Toronto Blue Jays an edge right now, and I'm picking them 2-1. Okay? But what I think is going to happen is Seattle having a taste of the playoffs. They're going to be like, you know what, I think we're a guy or 2 away. And I think this is going to lead them to having a very aggressive free agency this offseason. I think they're going to go after some of the heavy hitters and probably bring in 2 of them. So, which could hope, and I think in their mind, hopefully change their fortunes for next year. But if they did win, I wouldn't be surprised either. Having to face Robbie Ray and Luis Castillo potentially more than one time, that can cause nightmares. But this lineup fears no pitcher. It's pretty obvious. They go after everybody. So that's one reason I'm giving the Blue Jays the edge 2-1. And lastly, we have the Cleveland Guardians and the Tampa Bay Rays. To me, the Cleveland Guardians are deceptively efficient, and they've just been quietly putting things together and getting better every year. They got superstar Jose Ramirez. They got a good young pitching staff, and they've got good young hitters to surround him with as well. I think they're a more balanced lineup, and they also have home field advantage, which I think matters for Cleveland. And I think Tampa Bay is a better matchup for them. This is one of the lowest offensive strikeout teams in Major League Baseball, so their plate discipline is off the hook. And I don't think Tampa Bay's pitching is as deep as a team like Houston's or something like that. So to me, I'm giving Cleveland the advantage in picking a 2-1. So, and Cleveland's been hot lately. Tampa Bay has not been very hot. So I'm going with the hot hand here as well. And to me, they're just a better team right now at this point. So each of these series, you see I have a team going 2-1. I don't have anybody sweeping. That could happen. And again, once this playoff series is over, we'll review them. And we'll go into the next round and give you some predictions as well. So you know what to do if you don't want to miss that stuff. And again, as it goes right now, like we said, the Yankees play the winner of the Guardians, Tampa Bay. The Astros play the winner of Seattle, Toronto. The Atlanta Braves play the winner of the Phillies and Cardinals. And the Los Angeles Dodgers play the winner of the Mets, Padres. So that's how we stand right now, gang. I'll keep it coming. Over now.